Factors including environmental estrogens, use of the birth control pill or copper IUD, plant-based diets, drinking water from copper pipes, and the mother's in utero transmission to child have led to an ever-expanding epidemic of copper toxicity. Copper can accumulate in the body without any obvious symptoms, and in fact most people are unaware that they would have such an imbalance. As it accumulates, the liver becomes the initial storage site of biounavailable copper, and brain fog and general fatigue will slowly develop. With continued exposure, eventually the liver becomes overloaded, and copper then starts accumulating in secondary storage sites, including the brain. Thoughts start speeding up, and racing mind develops. As the individual takes on more and more, a toll is being taken on the adrenals. At a certain point, a threshold is reached, often corresponding with adrenal burnout. At this point, production of ceruloplasmin, a protein necessary to bind copper to make it bioavailable, decreases, making biounavailable copper increase even faster. As copper rises, it lowers zinc and destroys vitamin B6 on contact. Both zinc and B6 are necessary for serotonin production, our happy hormone, and so at this point, the tendency for depression, hopelessness, and negative thoughts increases, on top of the natural tendency for withdrawal that occurs with adrenal burnout. Changes occur to the neurotransmitters in the brain, and a number of psychological conditions may develop, ranging from schizophrenia, paranoia, irritability, hallucinations, to various forms of manic behavior and personality change. Adrenal burnout typically amplifies these changes due to the drop in ceruloplasmin production, as well as the liver's reduced ability to produce bile being the primary excretory route of copper. Magnesium and potassium drop as a result, leading to increased anxiety and stress in the body, as well as the negative emotions of anger, resentment, and/or fear. The body's ultimate defense against this stress is the formation of a calcium shell, a high level of biounavailable calcium that not only blocks the absorption of beneficial minerals, but also blocks feelings and emotions to where the patient becomes emotionally numb. While this shell helps to slow down the racing mind, making one feel better, perception and awareness diminish as a result. In fact, anyone who becomes highly copper toxic will begin to experience a deadening of feelings. This is further compounded by a drop in the NGF level, impairing feelings of early romantic love, as well as copper's weakening effect on the neocortex, the part of the brain that allows humans to reason and express emotions of higher consciousness, such as love and compassion. Profound changes in judgment and personality can occur, and relationships can be jeopardized. Avoidance behavior and the fight or flight response is triggered by copper's stimulating effect on the old brain, the diencephalon, as well as by the weakened adrenal state. Physically, in addition to increasing fatigue, the tendencies for hypothyroid, hair loss, mold sensitivity, insomnia, candida, slowing of metabolism, and hypoglycemia also increase. Regulating copper levels and restoring the individual to health, both physically and psychologically, involves both the elimination of the copper source as well as the careful detoxing of excess copper by strictly following a mineral balancing program. Mineral balancing can only be intelligently approached with data supplied from a hair tissue mineral analysis. This is the gold standard test for understanding one's stored mineral levels. One should not rely on blood serum testing for diagnosis, since the blood works quickly to eliminate copper, and if the immediate source of copper exposure is removed, blood results can show normal or low even when high levels of biounavailable copper remain stored in the body's tissues. We must understand that copper is stored in tissues and cells, not blood. It is in part due to this over-reliance on blood testing that copper toxicity is so poorly understood, why professional misdiagnosis has been given to countless patients, and why a medical disaster affecting the lives of millions remains hidden from greater public awareness. Furthermore, blood serum tests fail to show the key ratios of other minerals that define the copper toxicity and calcium shell conditions and provide a roadmap to safer correction. Even under the guidance of a properly designed program, rebalancing mineral levels should be expected to take anywhere from at least 6 months to, in some cases, a few years. The more burnt out the individual, the longer the time frame. Detox must be approached gently, understanding that supplying zinc or adrenal stimulants too quickly before adequate liver function and bile production has been restored will simply mobilize the stored copper in the body without eliminating it. Restoring zinc can make the person feel happier, and adrenal support can help bring about a sense of renewed energy, though neither of these reflects a correction of the problem. Without proper elimination channels, copper continues to be redeposited, and this can further cement the numbing effects of the calcium shell, the effects of altered neurotransmitters, or even one's own repressed fears, which are commonly released to the surface through the detox process. During detox, both physical and especially psychological symptoms of copper elimination can be quite severe, with symptoms often including severe PMS, flu-like symptoms, heightened despair and anxiety, decreased libido, insomnia, moodiness, emotional detachment, nausea, joint pains, and many others. This underscores the importance of continually monitoring the tissue mineral levels, adjusting as necessary in order to limit detox reactions, and being under the care of a practitioner who understands both the physical and psychological occurrences of copper detox. Copper toxicity remains a most prevalent underlying factor in many of today's physical and mental health concerns, and only through education can we move into a new paradigm of medical and nutritional thinking that will serve to support those affected.